What's up? You're watching Review It with me. So guys, thanks for tuning in. If this is your first time watching me, please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. And if this is not your first time and you're a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you. So today's review is on Black is King. Hi, you see, Black is King, my loves. Do you understand what that means? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Black is Alpha, Black is Omega, Black is at the top, Black is... Yo, wow. We are just a majestic race. Just had to put it out there. This visual album was amazing. Like, I mean, we're dealing with Beyonce, understand? So anything that woman does, everything she breathes, touches, everything that just comes from her creation is amazing. Amazing is not even the word, that's a lazy word. I don't even know what to say. What? Stupendous. Huh? What else can I say? Marvelous, majestic. I'm using the same words, but glorious. I don't even know, guys. She just really never disappoints. So what about it? It's a visual album, so it's just like all these music videos of songs put into one. When I first watched it, I was like, what is this? I didn't understand. Like, I was confused. I was not getting the storyline, you know what I mean? But the color schemes, the visuals, the choreography, the outfits, like her work is so well planned out. Like, you know, if you watch Homecoming, you'll know her. No, this mama really puts her thought and her mind and her soul into everything. Like, everything is well orchestrated, everything is well planned out, you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't just put things randomly. Like, there's purpose with everything that she does. And I know it's like, dude, come on, it's really simple. It really wasn't that simple, because there's a lot of symbolism, there's a lot of imagery, there's a lot that's happening, and it can be interpreted in many different ways. So I've read up on what people were saying about it, how they interpreted it, and I also watched that recent video that Beyonce posted where she was just basically saying that she wants you to reimagine the story of the Lion King, and she just wants us to change the narrative of Black. You know, Black is king, like she says. Black is powerful, Black is beautiful, Black is celestial. Black means and it is so much more than what it has been over the past 300 years, millions of years ago, when we were enslaved, when we were treated badly, still are being treated badly. Nothing has changed, but it starts with the narrative. And I think because we as the Black people are giving this narrative, hopefully, and I pray that this will now change the narrative of this world, because Black has been narrated by the oppressor. And now that it's been done by Black people themselves, we're given a chance to fully tell our story the way it's supposed to be told, in the best way that it could have been told. Thank you. I just had to put it out there. And I love that she used Black artists, dancers, designers, everything that she did. This was just a masterpiece of Blackness. Love it. So I'm from South Africa, so I'm repping my peoples. We have Warren Masemola, we have Mama Koni, we have Beyonce, we have NANDI Nandi MADIDA, because she got married. Dude, there's just a lot of Black people that are there, just amazing Black characters, you know. Sure, there's Jay-Z, all the peoples, there's other celebrities there, you know, artists, awesome stuff. So basically the storyline, because I mean, when you watch it, you hear the music, you know the song, they're from the Lion King. There's lots of symbolism, like I said, and one of the things is like biblical symbolism, traditional symbolism, African cultural symbolism. Oh, storyline, there's a baby flowing in the waters. There's a baptism that happens. Beyonce's baptizing her baby, which can be seen as new beginnings, a new start, a fresh start, which would be the first thought of Simba, you know. And he is at his rite of passage ceremony. The whole community there, they're celebrating this young boy that's going to take over the community and just be a king. Lovely. So now, okay, so then there's a part where she sings Find Your Way Back, and that is just teaching him that whatever happens, whatever you go through, you need to always come back to your ancestors, come back to your roots, come back to where you started. And that is a very fundamental lesson that Black cultures, Black communities teach each other. If you don't know your roots, you've lost yourself. It's done, like it's a wrap. Like, do you understand? Hence, Black people have cultures, they have languages, they have beliefs, they have rituals, you know. Those are all part of your roots, and those are what make you what you are. Amazing, right? I love it. Sharp. Simba he's deserted, he's lost, he doesn't know where he's going. He ends up at a warehouse, bumps into this mysterious guy, and this mysterious man is on some "who are you?" like Rafiki asks him. And fast forward to when Simba's an older guy, he's living in the city, you know, he's living it up, grown man things, but he's still lost. And now he's jamming to some music in the car. I think the song is Ja'ara, hey? And then he sees his uncle. Oh, I almost missed something, I'm sorry. So uncle in Lion King, there's Scar, right? So his uncle in this, I don't know if they depict it as his uncle, but the Scar figure basically kills his dad and traps Simba, and Simba manages to run away with these bikers. The bikers are meant to represent the hyenas. That's my understanding. And so that Simba figure takes over the throne. The Simba figure is Warren Masamula. Hi. One of our best actors in our country. And also Mam Connie, she's Simba's mom in the whole ceremony vibes. Fady. So now, okay, he sees this Scar figure, and this Scar figure is holding a very important ornament, and it's the chess piece of a king. And this chess piece was given to Simba, some part in the film, by his dad, and that was before the dad dies. So now Simba, the older Simba, gets shocked, he's scared, and then there's like some figure that climbs on the car, which I'm not sure which culture it's from, but it's an African culture. I don't know what it represents. I tried to find it, what it means, but I didn't find anything, and I don't want to lie. But I know that thing has some sort of symbolism, and I am assuming from what I read, someone was saying it's just like, it's a spirit figure that's meant to represent his fears and his trauma that he's facing. Do you know what I mean? Almost like he's not fully healed, and he's not even fully healed. He's not healed. He's not okay. Do you know what I mean? He thinks that moving to the city will change his life, make him forget everything, but it doesn't. And that's why he has that vision of Scar. Hence, he's in the car, he scares him, and then that figure climbs on as a spirit. Lovely. And then he also sees that girl that he was dreaming about as a little kid, who was wearing pink in the city as NANDI MADIDA. Sharp. So he sees her and he's like, man, I remember this girl, you know, lovely. So now this girl's gonna keep reappearing. We'll see why, and I'll explain later as I'm explaining the story. So then I forgot a very important part, where the part is where Simba's dreaming as a little kid, right? And that dream happens where the Mood Forever song comes on. And that dream, the reason why it's seen as a dream is because the things that are shown in there are not that they're not realistic, but it's not common in African cultures. It sounds bad when I say it like that, but I mean, white butlers, we don't have that. But it was cool because it also goes to show that one of the symbols is the circle of life, and YEMI, ISONDO. What goes around comes back around. The way you treat people in the next life or the next generation, they will treat you the same way, or another group of people will treat you the same way you were treating those people. Lovely. That's why we have white butlers. That's how I saw it. So like in England, there's a saying that apparently they brush the royal family's teeth for them. They don't have to do anything. So I like that you put that in there, because it's like Black people are royalty, you know. So they have white butlers brushing their teeth. Hi, love it, awesome, grand. So that's a dream. He sees that girl, the pink in that dream, and that dream is him trying to escape his reality. But you cannot run away from your reality. So he gets woken up obviously by a lion. Then we have brown skin girls, which I don't think that part was it's not part of the storyline, but I think its main purpose was just to highlight that Beyonce is saying, you know, women that are black are beautiful and they matter, and it's enough. This thing of trying to put people down because of the color of the skin must fall. We're just as beautiful, we're just as important, and we're just as relevant. But there's been an argument that blonde skin girl is specifically for black women of a darker skin tone, of which I agree with. It was, I think it was, do you know what I mean? Especially the lyrics, you know, I mean, talking about brown skin that's like Lupita skin, I mean, that's a darker skin person, and I think it would make sense why I should make a song specifically for dark skinned women, because you can't ignore the fact that there is a colorism issue amongst black people, and the truth is people that have lighter skin like me will always be more privileged and will always be seen as better than darker skinned women, which is wrong. It's not right. I'm not saying we're better, hence I did this, but you get what I'm saying. So that was just to say I see you and I'm with you guys, and this must fall because you're just as important as any other lighter skinned black girl. And yeah, that debate, I'm with it. I do think the song is about darker skinned girls, that they should be celebrated in the same way that light skinned girls are, and this colorism thing should fall, because honestly it's whack. Like, we're already trying to fight as for black people to be recognized. Now we must fight amongst ourselves that one color is better than the other because it's brighter. No, whack. Sure. So that was the brown skin girl element. It was very beautiful. It was touching. Oh, Beyonce and Kelly. Wow. Oh, loved it. I'm not being sarcastic. Like, I genuinely thought it was beautiful. But you know me, guys. You know me. Anyway, Nala and Sima get married. The wedding vibes. It's beautiful, traditional vibes. Then there's a scene where they're riding off in their horse, almost like you know, like in fairy tales, they ride off with their horse into happily ever after, and it's not happily ever after because our king is sad. He looks sad, you know. He looks like he's going through the most yakorisha, and I think it's because he hasn't still gotten over his traumas, his problems, you know. He's still in the BUHLUNGUZ. There's a scene where Beyonce puts the baby in water, almost like the biblical symbolism that I was telling you about, or like Moses being put in the water, and then Simba bumps into, or he goes to an elder, which is Rafiki, which is Ukok Mary TWALA in that show. She's representing Rafiki. So Ukok Mary TWALA basically teaches Simba that, listen, we all die, we go to the other side. This is part of the circle of life, and you need to make peace with the fact that your father has died, and that's what happens, you know. People die, they come and they go, and gotta keep it moving, keep it flowing like that. What is also symbolism in this? I mean, you see Beyonce dancing by the water doing aro. You see this was amazing. I loved this one where they use, so in a lot of African communities, people do not stay close to where there's water, so you need to travel very far to collect water, and usually would use little bowls, calabashes, whatever. But the modern version of these calabashes are those 5-liter blue or white containers that you use to carry water in, right? Excuse me, I'm sure you've seen them. It's called, they usually have Oasis written on them, whatever. So they use those in the videos. They've stacked them all up to make some sort of wallpaper shandies, and PHARREL is like dancing on it, and it all get clicked, and I'm like, damn, those are those water barrel things, and it makes sense, and they blue, and they're singing a song about water. It's just so symbolic and hectic because it has a very deep meaning in terms of African people having to travel far to get water, you know, water's not accessible, and so on and so forth. Do you know what I mean? It just, for me, that was just very symbolic and interesting that they use that, you know, and you would only know that if you're an African person because consumer shop. So I just needed to point that out because I thought that was really cool. And yeah, the fact that water is a huge symbolism in it, and I can't remember what water means, but I think in Beyonce's reference it was just more about how it's more like a pathway to your ancestors, you know, ancestral plane vibes. And also eventually he realizes that, you know, it is what it is and he needs to make things right, and he goes after Scar, and he goes after Scar with female warriors, because women are what? Imbokodo. Hi. WATHINTABAFAZI, WATHINTA. Hi. So basically, women are strong, women are powerful. We have always been at the forefront of movements for Black people, and that's a fact. Can't deny it. We keep the movements going. Yes, the men may start it, but we keep it going, we keep it alive, we keep the men strengthened, we keep them sustained, we keep them fighting. So hi, warriors. So it takes the female warriors, they go to fight. Upraskara, rap, he runs away, you just see him running away, scared for his life, and then that's it. He takes over his throne with his wife, they have a baby. Beyonce standing next to them. I think more as like an ancestor, you know, which she is throughout, and yeah, that's the story. And then also just shows, oh, and then they do that whole baby lifting thing like they do in the actual Iron King, and I think that just shows that the cycle starts all over again, that child may go through the same thing that Simba went through, hopefully learn from Simba's mistakes, but still make his own, going through the process of, you know, losing people or losing himself, and eventually finding his way back. Find your way. No, it doesn't go like that. I lied. Find your way back. Hi. So, you know, and then he'll go back to his roots and find his way back and find himself again and claim his, what do you call it? His rightful position as the king of that next generation. So yeah, I think obviously there's lots of things that I missed out on because it's just a lot. There's just so much going on. It's so much to say, there's so much to interpret, but I just think there's a few things that I could talk about that I researched, that I also analyzed and looked at. And yeah, guys, I just think it was a really beautiful film. I think it achieved the purpose of what Beyonce was trying to achieve. I mean, if you look at the news, you look at what people are saying about it, they're just going on about how this was needed. And I think it was more of a necessity for Black Americans, because they I think for them it is also, they've always felt lost. They've never had roots. Do you know what I mean? It's different when you're from Africa. We have roots, we have religion, we have culture, we have, you know, not religion, sorry, culture. We have, you know, rituals that we follow, we have languages, you know, things to keep us going. We know our stories of our ancestors, etc., etc. They just have stories that their ancestors crossed the waters, and that was it. Do you know what I mean? So I think it was more for them also as well. But in general, it is just a story about Black people, Black empowerment, Black being glorious, Black being amazing. Guys, English vocab is not with me right now, but when I watched it, I had all the words. Unfortunately, I don't know. I just want you to know that if you're a Black girl, young Black girl, you should watch that, because that just shows you how amazing Black people are, how much great things we can achieve just from arts. We're just talking about arts. Imagine in business, in who knows what, anything, what we touch turns into magic. That's my point. So I just think it was well executed, and she had the funds for it, and she was smart enough to do it, because it was not that it was only her that could achieve that, but you need resources to achieve something as great as this, and she had the resources and she did it, you know, and she's made even more of a legacy for herself. So that's great on her part, but she's used her influence, her power to do something that's good, and that is great. And that for me, it's great, it's empowering, because I know as Black people we always do things, and once we're at the top we just say peace, you know, we don't look back and say, okay, what have we left for our people, what legacy can we say we've left for our children, you know, those vibes. And never mind children, like more like just the community. We don't do those things, you know, we leave each other behind. And I think this was to show that we can do things by putting each other on. Doesn't matter who's at the top, you won't lose your spot, you won't stop being great, you know what I mean? But also because of the circle of life, we need to put new people at the top, you know. You need to give people chances. You need to, your time comes and it ends, you know. Nothing will stay in power, nothing will stay at the top, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's just what I want to say about that. I hope you guys got something from this. I don't know if you enjoyed it, but I hope that it was informative in some way, interesting to understand and know the different themes and symbols and, you know, imagery that was in this. And yeah, that's what I have to say about this, guys. Thanks. Proud to be a black queen. Anyways, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all are slacking in that element. I'm not impressed. But anyways, we move. And and then what else? Tell your friends, tell who their friends that what Rita F Baby has a show called Review to V, where she reviews movies, series, books, makeup, food, name it, everything. Okay, I'm not limited, I'm not in a box. Hi. So yeah, guys, that's all. Don't forget to stay updated, stay posted, stay relevant, stay on. Bye. I'm from South Africa, so I'm repping my peoples. We have brushing black people's teeth, the way they brush the teeth. Oh, so like in English, the boat, the carriage, what do you call it? The basket. You call it the basket. Goes, and then it goes down a waterfall, and the baby, I think, dies. Of the circle of life, and you just need to make you need to make peace. When the part that was singing, I think the water. I think the song is Water. Wow, yeah.